profile picture, African American. You know what I'm saying? Man, I love when I get on my ish just talking about cash. Even though I don't have a lot right now. You know what I'm saying? But I can smell it. I could tell the future. I got the predictive instinct. The money is coming. Is en route. So many things. I talk about affirmation. I talk about food to eat to get money. I talk about uh, it's many things. I feel like anything, yoga, meditations. Uh, this guy explains money so much. Uh, this guy that I'm about to put y'all onto, this business guy. Uh, his name is Jain. Navi Jain. This guy is like in Arabian looking guy, Pakistani looking guy. But look at some of the stuff that he says, bro. He thinks just like me. I inspire y'all to find people who has the same psyche as you financially. If they talk like you, if you get a good vibe from them, if you think like this person in the same routes and ways, when they say stuff, you be like, oh man, I think just like that. Only difference between me is this guy got $1 million. Then you know, like, okay, we are the same. You're just in a different frame point. You're just at a different uh, part of the game, basically. But watch this.
Most loyal customer. And if you making money is simply a byproduct of doing things that improve people's life. Everything you do, ask yourself, how is it making someone else's life better? Because if you do that, they become your most loyal customer. And if you have most loyal customers, you have a great business. It's simply a byproduct of doing things that
he simplifies everything, which I love to do. And how better can you say that? I mean, everything goes up when you're trying to ask yourself these self-provoking questions. The problem isn't going out there and getting money. The problem is going in here and pulling out what's going to attract money. Like he said, like we all got something. If I was to ask myself right now, how is it that I can help others? I would first of all say spiritually. That's the First of all, that's the easiest path. That's the path that most people run to. But honestly speaking, it's a difference between choosing it because it's easy and you actually saying this is what I feel like I ought to be doing. So that's the first thing for me. Rule number one. Because I wouldn't do anything that I don't feel in my soul is required to be doing. I think that I'm talking like I'm rich already, but I actually feel that way. Earlier, I just made a video about watermelon fruit. I got grapes right here. Uh, I honestly feel like I make the content that I feel like is going to intuitively feed into me, right? It's going to give me the ability to produce. God said, "Be fruitful and multiply." I know people say he didn't say eat fruit. He said be fruitful. Nah, it's both though, right? You are what you eat, and I know like the only thing that's funny about saying things that's so simple is that people either go under their head or over their head. So if you say something that's too abstract and complex, go over their head. This is why self confidence and reassurance, like we said, the root chakra, security, the root is very vital, because in many cases in YouTube, you could feel like you're a kite. When I say a kite, you feel like you're going all over the place with your topics and you're not firm at a root level. So when you hold a kite, it just flies wherever the wind goes. And sometimes that's how my conversations go. But I understand that is anti-root chakra, right? When I do that, that's in a way unearthing me when I think about that. Because what I'm doing is I'm choosing my words wisely instead of coming with something that's deliberate. When you come with information that's deliberate, you have this thing called, first of all, you don't waste a lot of time. And then second of all, you have this thing called presentation. I remember I talked to a girl and I was saying my approach, and she was like, I appreciate a guy with good presentation. So just the fact that I did it organized, it humbled her, because she was like, I can't even be mad, like, because the way you did it is just, it was clean. Like, even though it might, I don't know if I messed up or not, but it was just so, it was, whether I be messing up or not, it's still, they could feel the orderliness to it, versus the guy who's just trying to come in and say anything. And I do that a lot with these lives, and I do that a lot with YouTube in general. And I feel like because I do that, it's kind of like self-sabotaging. But because when you move a certain way, you just, especially, and that's the part where people mess up. Like, if you move a certain way that's strong for a certain amount of duration of time, that could break the algorithm, in my opinion. It's the flip flopping that can probably confuse. People say confuse the algorithm. It could cause some form of, some weirdness. But so you got to be the affirmation. If you feel like if you really feel like you're going to touch money, if you really feel like you're going to get money, then your emotions have to line up with that. Not your thinking necessarily. I don't think your thinking has to do it. I think the deeper thing is how you feel about it.
Simply,
Everybody's trying to think the right thoughts or whatever, but if life is a cycle, which we know it to be, I honestly feel like falling back works. I mean, I've seen it in the dating world. I feel like I'm having better success in dating than I ever did because of my psychology. I think in a reverse like way, meaning I honestly don't care if you like me or not, which works in my favor in terms of business and negotiation. Because it's like reverse psychology. And it's got a lot to do with how I was brought up, uh, and how I felt about myself. Very confident when it comes to women liking me. Like, so it automatically it makes me a great salesman of self, because I don't. Uh, I feel like I'm perceived as special. Like, not retarded, but like, excuse my French, YouTube. I didn't mean that. Take that. Don't take that like that. But special as in, this guy has something to offer, and how he feel about himself. That's the one thing people pick up on first in life, when how you feel about yourself. But in terms of business and negotiation, which dating is kind of like that, transactional, whatever, retention is a big thing. Like, saying less words. Because scientifically, your trust, which is on a dollar bill, is directly correlated to how much you're not talking. Because a man who's certain doesn't want to say the wrong thing, because he's sure he already feel like he got more to lose, so he's gonna be more quiet. But it's a that's a crafty area, or a very small, like a very uh, unpredictable area, because a man could be very, very outgoing and loud and still be that guy. So therefore, it will always be a conundrum of confusion that is a part of life. One thing we can't cheat is the universe. So I don't even be tripping. I don't even be tripping. Cause you're gonna get what you're gonna get out of this lifetime. So either way it go, uh it's one of them things where putting in work goes but so far. You know what I'm saying? It's integrity, intent, it's your intentions, it's all of that. And that's why I like this guy Navi, because he's talking about like um asking yourself, how can I make someone else's life better? It's such a beautiful way in, because if you ask yourself, how can I make my life better? You'll do things that are crooked. You'll go 80%. If you ask yourself, how can I make other people's life better? There's no way to cheat that, because you're not going to do, even a selfish person isn't going to do anything they don't want to do for something, because it's going to take too much time and energy. So it kind of puts you in the most manliest or integral space, which is what can I do for others instead of what can I do for myself, which it kind of illuminates your path, in my opinion. It illuminates your path, because when you're not other focused, but other compassionate, um, it just gives you it gives you something. I don't know what that is. It's just real. It's just the most realest you'll ever be when you're doing that. And a lot of people have been stripped from their realness. Like I feel like me, as far as like I feel like I was realer when I was younger. I feel like we all was, but I feel like it was like that because I was so organically it wasn't about money, it wasn't about nothing really. It was simply love. But we don't understand it because we're in it and we're so young, we don't really, we're not keeping the notes and the truth, like we're not doing any journaling or shadow, we're not keeping track of any, because it's our first time here. You're young, so you're like, man, like I'm just so much enjoying this. It'll be a crime to write down my own life, because I'm having so much bliss and it's just the first time. But after that, and the cherries popped, right? You're in this other phase of your life where you're still real, but you're just further from that time span, right? So when you're in your next set of years or whatever, your next uh you have like a different outlook, a little bit more mature or whatever. But the thing that's funny about that is, family, when it comes to like becoming big on a platform, it's ironic because your realness has no limit on it. It has no cap on it. And because it has no cap on it, like I had a friend the other day say that they liked my content just because I was doing it for the love of the content, and they could tell. And they said I had low subscribers at the time, and I was just going, and it was funny to hear that, because I know I'm real as far as what that friend has said. I knew that was the case, but I didn't know. No. But when somebody see it, it shows you that, hey, I was trying to do that. I was trying to be real in the first place, but that person just reminded me that, people really do see. Because sometimes when no one's saying that, and like I said, YouTube is your first miracle around whatever. You're not thinking that. You're asking yourself, do people see me as just another guy trying to come up, or do they just see, what do they see? Which everybody's perception is totally their own, but having someone tell me that, Pretty Nat, what's going on? What's going on? Pretty Nat in the building. You know what I'm saying? I should have came in. I didn't see you on live. I would have yeah, I ain't gonna lie. A little bit, right? Me too. A little bit, me too. But we just talking about money and how I'm gonna let you hear this. Okay, I'm gonna stop by. But I'm gonna be live till like probably 2. It's like 30 minutes from now. Probably get off at 2 o'clock. And because tomorrow's Friday and I want to see how tomorrow's gonna be, because I can't sit around no more. I gotta be active, but I don't. But I'm trying to figure out uh, how things are, because it seems like a lot of people do things just to uh, mess with you, really block you from from growing and succeeding. Okay, now I'm gonna definitely come in there. Stop by. Are you still in here, or because it just went down to 0? I'm about to show you something. But his name is Navi, and I'm officially following Navi on Instagram. Okay, what we cooking? I ain't gonna lie, you gonna get me hungry. But I'm gonna let you hear this real quick.
Making money is simply a byproduct of doing things that improve people's life. Everything you do, ask yourself, how is it making someone else's life better? Because if you do that, they become your most loyal customer. And if you have most loyal customers, you have a great business. Making money is simply
That sound good. I'm a vegetarian, but yeah, that sounds good though. I ain't gonna lie. Some 1 o'clock in the morning type deal like that'll just hit the spot. But now he basically said making money is a byproduct. Yeah, that sounds just right. But he said making money is a byproduct of doing things that improve other people's lives. And I felt like I just found this guy, and sometimes I forget little touchstones like this, because I feel like when I was doing YouTube months ago, I knew that I would grow as long as I'm helping others. Because someone else said this before, and I think it was a black guy. But I got into that mood and I started making better content based off of that law. Like if you're trying to help others, then it's gonna pair bond. But if you're just selfishly trying to, do it, it's a hit or miss at that point, right? Because nobody needs you. Nobody's looking to you for that vibe, or that connection, or just that familiarity, whatever. Um, some people are more personable than others, I guess. But overall, we all are people, and we all got the ability to charm and do this. But I would ask him, what do you say to the people who is not making any money, that uh, are trying to help others. Because I feel like the term trying to help others is a crafty area. It's a gray area. And I love finding and picking out gray areas, because if you don't do nothing about gray areas, then it doesn't become tangible. It doesn't become something you could grab and say, wait, hold on. Okay, I'm mastering this part of it. I'm developing my game. And improving people's lives by vlogging is fun, because like you can literally say anything. And it's like, so you have freedom to speak your mind and craft it the way you want to craft it, and have people actually just say, hey, yes or no. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe there's foundational structure that has to be, you know, because some people, just like with rap or anything else, they got what you would call the machine behind them. You know, the algorithm or the marketing. When people see that you're grinding, and then people see that you're already becoming big, it's like, okay, let's push them. But it's funny because it's like, that's just a tricky thing. Like, I've made probably 1,000, I don't know if it was 1,000 videos yet. I probably made about 1,000 videos yet. And I deleted some. But videos, I think YouTube is all about catching people's attention, and or social media in general. But that's a hypocritical thing, because what he said is helping other people. Taking their attention is not helping them, unless you're taking their attention and then giving them something that elevates them, which is the psychology of it, in my opinion. So one thing I'm anti is attention seekers. So I would never take people's attention just to have it. That's because I don't like people who do that. Someone take my attention just to have it, I'd be like, bro, why are you doing that? And I need my attention. It's a life or death thing that you're trying to take from me right now. But this is why I feel kind of crazy when I don't deliver a thorough message every night or every other night. When I feel like I made a video, but I ain't say nothing, these things could be self-discouraging. I used to feel like this too with making beats. So I used to make some beats. It's like some of them I'd be like, man, like, you know, you got creator's block. You got certain things that could come up against you. But overall, asking yourself the question, how can I help others? If you ask it enough, which I be kind of doing, I feel like money is there. Money is there. Like, I'm about to start cooking vegan food actually, and selling it. So I know that that's in my favor, but it always seemed like the stuff that's gonna get you the most money is farther away than the stuff that's gonna just get you like the stuff that you could do that'll be a business for you. It seems like it's gonna take like a month or two to get up off the ground. And the advice I would give myself right now is start now. You know, start now. Because even if it don't give you the money right then, but you started now, whatever now is to whoever is listening. Like, if I never started YouTube, then it wouldn't be where it's at. So, you know, the idea of start now it's weird, because it could sound good or it could sound like BS. But I think that if you start now, you win. Why do you win if you start now? because you don't know what's going to be the thing to tip the financial iceberg over. I will call it, tipping the financial iceberg over, because I heard people say stuff like you got to have trust. If you look at the dollar bill, it has the word trust on it. So people who are broke, they don't trust that they know how to get money. And that's obvious. That's obvious. It's not obvious when you're one of the broke people, but when you look at it the way I'm looking at it, it's kind of obvious. You trust that you ain't about to get no money because look at the pattern. So you're in a cycle of trusting that, while other people are in a cycle of trusting that they can get it. Just like with women, it's the same thing. I've seen it on both sides. I've had dry spells and I've had, motion. And the motion, once you have the motion, no matter how you got it, the motion, once you have it, your confidence is a byproduct of that, not vice versa. You can have the confidence first. Okay. No, we talking about money and like how well, I'm talking now about how like when you have money, when you're trying, I feel like there's something called a financial iceberg that has to tip over. So I talk on my Instagram about the pillars of finances, and that goes into loans, credit, school, jobs, careers, business, credit cards. Uh, it was one more, maybe like some like betting or gambling, even if you will, if you may. Because I used to get off work when I was a security guard, when I had roommates, and we used to go play 2K for $5, $10, $15. So that's a little, something on your cash app. You don't got to spend your hard-earned work money. Oh, it's my mom name and a little poem right here. This is something that I've been I had this since like middle school or something, like high school, freshman year or something. But finding a side hustle, man, or finding there's an iceberg, because people, this is what I was saying, that people who don't have money, if you look at the dollar bill, it says trust, right? It says trust on it. People who don't have money are already trusting that, hey, when I wake up tomorrow, I probably ain't gonna touch no money. People who have money already know they're gonna touch money because they already have money. I always make the statement, there's no better affirmation than a physical one. Nowadays, you hear a lot of people saying, I am this, I will this, as affirmations, right? But I always say, if I punch you in the face, if I tell you I'm gonna punch you in the face, you might just laugh at me and walk away and think I'm more of a punk. If I punch you, this is an affirmation. There's nothing realer. So the confidence is different. So what I'm saying is that when I say I know how to do something, you don't believe it all the time. But when I do it, you believe it all the time. So I believe there's something called invisible financial when I hop off of here, I'm just gonna go over there. I should be off, and dang, bro, time just flew. I ain't gonna lie, because I want to get this point across. But by 2 o'clock, I should be getting off. So that's like 15. That's 12 minutes. But time just flew. But nah, yeah, I'll just go over there. But I forgot what I was about to say. Yeah, with the pillars that I present, the financial pillars, there's an iceberg that has to tip. So if you think about quantum physics is about the amount of something. So if we're quantumly trying to achieve something, whatever it is, you have to add things up. You have to accumulate. This is where people in dating say, I have a roster of women. Or, basketball coaches say, I'm stacked, I got a good team. Or whatever, whenever you feel stacked, right? Whatever. A financial iceberg means at some point, maybe it don't matter what the order is. Maybe you got a job and then you got one side hustle. Maybe you do lashes, but then you got a job at Dunkin' Donuts. So you got a job, so you're attacking job and you're attacking business or side hustle, whatever one you want to put that as. Because a side hustle could easily roll into a business, like some in a lot of cases. So everybody's financial iceberg is different. So like with me, for instance, I was thinking about cutting hair, but also doing YouTube. Now I seen another person do that and succeed. But for some odd reason, my life didn't feel like that was my route necessarily. Like I had clippers in my house and everything, but I just didn't feel like that was what I necessarily wanted to do all my life. But I was just kind of trying to scavenge something up and cook something up just so I could do something, basically. But what I found is like that wouldn't go far even if you wanted it to, because YouTube's only working because you actually like it. But cutting hair is something you're going to have to take time and learn a new skill and do this and do that. That's too much. But there's other side hustles that I like cooking. Like I said about the vegetarian meals, that I'm gonna cook one for my bro. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna cook one for my bro. Um, like I'm gonna start with that free. I'm gonna give it out free. And for the females who who uh I just offer, and maybe my neighborhood, whatever. But the whole goal at the end of the day is to create something, right? Because people don't really, and this is why I say it's a financial iceberg, because the iceberg has to fall over. But if you don't have no self confidence in it or trust in your financial ability because you've been broke for the last 12 years, then it's going to feel like moving bricks. It's going to feel like pushing a building over. It's going to feel like impossible. And we don't want it to feel that way because it's no need for it to feel that way. It's just not, it's funny how that sounds, but it's true. Like if you look at it one way, it seems impossible, but when you get it organized in your face, in your mind, like, no, it's just the fact that I was trying to do this and I really don't like doing this. But then if I really, because cooking to me, first of all, I'm a frugivore, so I love to eat nothing but fruit. I got grapes right here. I ate a watermelon earlier, and that's it. So watermelon and grapes. And yesterday I ate a lot more fruit, but all I do is I respect the elements of nature. So I I know what I'm doing as far as health and what I'm trying to achieve. I believe in the herbs and the fruit, and I'm one of them people, very earthy, airy type person. I believe in the sun. I just believe in the elements. But I know that when I'm cheating, I don't want to go straight to cheating. I want to go to maybe some bok choy or some kale or something, because I have a whole cookbook in my book bag. I have a whole cookbook in my book bag. So I got a friend named Abe that he's always working out and stuff. And I think that that's cool, right? But I know that he also is he's trying to be a slick vegan. I'm very thankful that you stopped, you came back in, Miss Nat. But I got a friend named Abe, and we chopping it up, and I told him, man, look, uh, I'll cook some, and then we'll hit the gym. You know what I'm saying? I'll cook something because, like, a lot of people hit the gym. I got a gym right down the street. I told them we go to the gym right down the street. A lot of people hit the gym, but when I hit the gym, I could get rich. Basically, just telling people, bro, here's my business cards. I'm a vegetarian chef. You understand what I'm saying? Because in all reality, I'm not gonna get high. Well, I could get high off my own supply if I want, but I like to eat the fruit and stuff. So the beautiful thing about vegetarians is that they like to eat fruit too. So it's like the whole thing with the health people, they trying to go that way. That I am and that I'm pursuing myself. But I'm just more of an extremist because I've been doing it for I've been doing it since COVID. And I've been messed up a lot of times. But I'm back and I'm better because I'm only at this point I'm more concerned with helping people like bruh saying than I am. I had to go through trial and error and seasons and recognizing that hey, my heart is where the health is. I only care about health because yes, I love the way things taste, but what people don't realize is that I've been on both sides. So I know now that okay, I can just last with eating this way. At one point I didn't think I could just last with just eating fruit. Like I didn't think I could last with that. I didn't think I could last with just eating fruit. So it was like, okay, Miss Nat, I'm gonna see you when I stop by and stuff like that. I appreciate you stopping in, and I appreciate it every time you do that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miss Nat. You know what I'm saying? The one and only. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm about to take myself more serious, man, with this financial stuff and with this. Just I know what I got my eyes set on right now. It's certain because I got a whole cookbook in my book bag right there. I could go grab it right now. And I haven't been taking it serious as far as the I've been taking the fruit serious that I like to eat, and I've been taking my own health serious, but I haven't really been trying to help nobody. And now that I'm listening to this guy, this business guy, um, I feel like he got gems that tie in to things that I may already kind of know, but I'm being timid, and as a man, that's not acceptable. But financially, that's what I'm doing, and I don't like that. That's why I be depressed during the day when I think about. I'm like, bruh, I know I know what I'm into, but why it seem like I'm still not really, you know what I'm saying, up on it the way I can be, and that be bothering me during the day. So I'm about to listen to a couple more of what bro got to say. I just followed him on Instagram, and his name is Naveen Jain. He's an entrepreneur, and he got game, man. He got game. So let's see what he had to say.
Losers. Passion is for losers. Passion is for hobbies. The real winners have obsession. Obsession not for things or people, obsession to solve the problem. How is passion for losers? I mean, don't you need passion to love what you're doing? Passion is weak. Every time you run into an obstacle, you back off and you find a new passion. until you have such a true obsession to solve that problem that you go to bed thinking about it and you wake up in the morning thinking about it, right? So what you're saying is that passion is for wimps, right? Passion is something we do, but it's often a hobby. Yes. Obsession is then what? Relentless pursuit of purpose. Because we want to create something that can make a dent in the universe. And more than that, we know to make a dent in the universe, you have to improve people's lives. So be obsessed about solution to a problem that you care about. When you wake up in the morning, and if you don't jump out of the bed, even if it takes you 2 minutes lying in the bed, you're not jumping out of the bed, you should quit what you're doing that day and find something that's your true obsession. Because when you find your true purpose in life, you never lie in bed because you wake up with joy. You wake up that you're doing God's work and you want to pursue that.
So on the count of what he's saying is like, it's kind of what me and him saying the same thing as far as like ferreting out and having a way of zooming in on exactly what it is that makes you get to the money. Because ultimately we all know everybody, if $5,000 was to land right here, they'll pick it up. But we know that not everybody's getting to the money, so there's this middle game being played. And like what he said, as far as like most people are, the passion is more of an emotion. You know what I'm saying? Passion is more of an emotion, but the obsession is like well, he ended it by saying the thing that makes it what it makes you obsessed is that you know you can't leave a dent in the world without helping other people. And he keeps bringing it to other people, which I feel like is a great it's just the most wittiest way to be when it comes to finances. Because if you ever think about yourself, the universe has a funny way of pulling your card. I don't know how it does it. It's like a magic trick. As soon as you start thinking selfishly, it has a way of finesse. But when you're thinking about how can I help others, it's like everything is about to fall in place. Even when I said like, yo, like I've been chopping it up with bro for weeks, but I feel like neither one of us had a real urge to link up. Even though I feel like it would have been dope, but there was no reason, there was nothing there. But when I said, you know what, bro, like I know you like to work out, you feel me? I know you're trying to do this vegan diet, you feel me? And I'm like, yeah, like I know you're trying to do this vegan diet and I know you work out a lot. And I just put two and two together. You know what I'm saying? I put two and two together because at the end of the day, um, that's what really gets things going. So yeah, I think that's it for tonight. Yeah, we're 40 minutes in. We're pushing 1 hour, but I'm gonna go ahead and chill out and go over to Pretty Nat's channel and see what's going on over there. Uh, but I'm gonna say a couple final words, and the final words is uh, the summary of all of this is the the pillars. The pillars is jobs, business, and it's so much, right? And the pillars, and because the pillars seem like so much, it can get you lost in that. But really, all of that is so you can have a roadmap to which one is gonna make you not even the most money, but the one that's gonna get you started in finances. So it may just be staying in school. For a lot of people, they chasing money, but the only real pillar is for them to take their ass back to school. But that's why they out here looking crazy. But see, it could be school, it could just be going to go down the street and go to McDonald's. That could be your opening the gate moment. But I wouldn't even recommend that to somebody who don't tap in, who don't tap in with me, because I'll be leading you into a dead end. Because if you just go, because I had jobs and no one was talking to me the way I'm talking to people. You feel me? So when I had these jobs, what it ended up doing was wear and tear, really messing with, it was more stressful because of where I was coming from doing it. I was only doing it for the money. But like how bro saying, when you do things for others, it puts a spin on it to where it's like you're thinking more like a business mindset than like a citizen. And citizens lose all the time. They always losing. But business minded people, they're always one step ahead of the citizens. So last but not least, I'm just saying that do everything with a coach. On my YouTube, on my Instagram, I follow a lot of financial coaches, dating coaches, because I'm starting to do that more, because even though I want to be that myself, I still understand that the information is it's like this. Like, I may know what I'm doing, but I still gotta hear and make sure that it's really, I'm doing the thing perfect. Otherwise, there's no point. That same thing with money. It's like you don't want to live your life taking money from other people, your mom, your girlfriend, whoever, your sister. You want to be financially independent, and that's gonna come through you knowing the pillars. Because everybody's not going to work a job. It's a lot of jobs out here, in which the next live I do, we're going to probably talk about that. It's a lot of car lots out here, but you can't get the car until you get the job. You can't get the motor scooter, the electric scooter, till you get the job, and at least get the first one or two paychecks. You can't even buy. You can't even be You can't even be transportational in life unless you're on foot. But we're gonna chop all of this up: transportation, cars, uh, automo, travel and stuff. We're gonna talk about money, and these three things have to be worked on for the rest of this month for me, because like I said, it's just so much people who work against our success that we have to be soldiers out here, man. We have to be militant and game planned up, and have a plan. And even the friends you make, even down to the friends you make. Like I said, I got a friend who's willing to allow me to cook for them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what real, even though that's not a hard task to eat some food, but it's still, a hater friend would be more so like, man, look, man, I don't know, man. I'm not, they'll make excuses, whatever. I seen it. I'm not saying that, like that, but I'm saying like somebody who, now people will taste the food typically. Typically. That's why I like it though. Food is a thing. Even when it comes to dating, I a girl will be saying no, and then you're like, wait, I'll cook something. And then it'll shift the whole romance to like, wait, hold on, okay, so he's not only offering to just chill, he wants to cook for me, and it's like a whole nother level of sexiness, and it's like you just went from average to like extremely smart and witty, and you made yourself like valuable all at the same time. You did a lot. But to someone who likes to cook, is really not a lot. Like when I didn't make it a business, when I didn't make cooking one of my side hustles or businesses, it was actually a lot to go ahead and go to farmer's market and grab some stuff and cook it. Like, bro, I'm not about to do all that. But I will. But making it a business, meaning I'm always doing it, then I certainly can make that happen real quick. And I'm trying to be able to start delivering vegetarian stuff, to people too. Like, so we're gonna see what we can do in that area. Uh, you don't know how nothing gonna pan out till you try it. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy we got these YouTubes going because that's exposure. Instagram is exposure, and I don't think marketing will be as it won't be as hard. Not saying it's easy, but you know, having exposure and people see it, it won't be as bad. So I'm thankful. I'm about to end this vlog, this live, but I'm thankful that I was able to find something that was around and useful enough to be able to begin something. And I got a sister too. I know my sister. I know my nephew, my niece. I know that they'll let me cook them something. They like to eat. You feel me? Like, I can't really think of nobody who would turn it down. Really, it's funny because like with the cutting hair thing, I was only able to really get my nephew to like uh give it a try, but it was like I still wasn't even that good. But I know with cooking, I feel like I got a certain type of swag where when I cook, I just it's art to me. Like I feel like I got a touch, like you know what I'm saying, organically. So you know, food is in the eye of it's in the mouth of the beholder. So whoever I'll be waiting to see how people feel about it. It's one thing to look at someone's food and say, "Oh man, this look nice on Instagram or whatever," but it's another thing when people take that plastic fork or whatever and they taste it. They're like, "Man, this is vegetarian, bro. This tastes like I'd rather eat this than to eat." You feel me? My way. And when you get in those results, that's when I'm gonna feel like, okay, bet we in business because I want to come up with my own recipe, my own menus and stuff. And I'm trying to do that as healthy as I can, obviously, right? And my mind is just creative naturally. So the only reason I keep going right now, I'm about to leave, but I keep going because I can't believe that I spent so much time. This is what business do. It'll break you when you realize what you could do, because it makes you realize like, bro, I was wasting so much time. And then you wasting time because you're not trying enough stuff. It's just that simple. But you're not trying enough stuff because you just don't know for some odd reason. You just don't know. Like if I was to try to do this last year anyway, I probably wouldn't even stick to it anyway. Because the where my mind was at, it just wouldn't have been where it's at. But now that I've created more of friends, at least in my text messaging, and just like new friends that I chop things up with, it's nothing but open space to try new things. And it's like I'm at the point where I look at somebody weird if they think that being healthy is a bad thing or weird. Because back then I ain't have that I don't want to say confidence, but yeah, kind of in a way. Like when I first started being vegetarian, it wasn't firm. You know what I'm saying? And people could talk me out of it and away from it if they tried hard enough. You know what I'm saying? Like they would talk me into like if someone I lived with, because this really happened, someone I lived with, they was cooking like fish every day. And they just simply asked me, like, yo, it smell good, don't it? But like that's low key disrespectful. But in the same moment, it's not like. But I grew up that way, eating that way, I grew up eating that way. So like for me, it was like it really do smell good. So I couldn't even begin to fight the lie. I couldn't even begin to negate that truth. But at the end of the day, now I would still say it smells good. But I just if and I ain't gonna lie. If I feel like trying it as an adult, that's exactly what I'm probably prone to do. But the truth of the matter is that this is why I talk about independence, because having my own spot or my own car at least or whatever, I promise you will never find chicken, you will never find fish. You will find nothing but fruit. But